everyone, to our very first show of the Jurni TV Happy Show. Today, our topic is on gratitude. And I have to say, as a co-host, I'm very grateful to be co-hosting the very first show on the Happy Show. And gratitude plays a big factor in being healthy. Gratitude is very important in my life. I even have my own t-shirt, Gratitude Whisperer. So gratitude plays a big factor in my life on how I choose to be happy. So, and research now shows also that practicing gratitude improves your health, your family relationships, your friendships, your wealth, your spiritual connection. So it's a really good reason to bring gratitude into your life. And today I have a special guest, Martin Price. And I met Martin just very recently, actually, in a group mentorship program. And I liked his spirit. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Martin. He seems like a pretty happy guy. The first show is on happiness. And when I reached out to him, when we were talking about it, we had a common theme, gratitude. So I thought Martin would be a perfect guy to come on the show and share with us on his idea around gratitude. And just to give you a little bit about Martin, I took a few notes, so I had to write them down, Martin, so I don't forget. So Martin owns an IT company in the UK. He's from the UK, and he owns several properties. He loves sports. He likes to travel. But he also he's also an affiliate marketer. He trades stocks and currencies, and he also now has a digital agency, and that helps people to brand themselves, drive traffic, and turn leads into customers. He's a single dad with 2 young teenage boys, and he just got back from a football game. So this guy's really busy, and he manages to stay happy. So Martin, welcome, I should say, to the show, Martin, on our very first show. We're so grateful to have you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on, Juanita, for the very first one. And I hope I can, give plenty of value to your audience and to your viewers. But yeah, really appreciate that. And so life is busy, but it's what we make of it, isn't it? So, I'm more than happy to spend some time with like-minded people. Like you said, we found each other in a mastermind group, and the brains in there are phenomenal, aren't they? So I love hanging out with like-minded people like that.
Absolutely, me also. So what I thought we'd do is to share some of your life or experiences and how you brought gratitude into it. Because I want the viewers to know, because some people, they say they're grateful, I'm grateful, but they don't really live it, because you can tell by the way people are, the way they act, and they say, well, I'm thankful for this and I'm thankful for that. But then you hear people, the way they speak, the way they look, the way they feel, and you think, I'm not sure if they're truly grateful for what they have in their lives. So I thought maybe by asking you a few questions and covering some topics, how you apply gratitude into your life. How's that?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So question 1, what was the defining moment or the experiences when you realized that it was having an attitude of gratitude that helped you view life with a positive perspective?
Yeah, I think it's a bit cliche what I'm going to say, but there's a lot of people that hopefully will resonate with this. But growing up, we had very little. My father was in engineering, and in the kind of late 70s, early 80s, when in the UK we were in a recession and engineering went down the tubes, and so he was unemployed. So growing up, my mum was the breadwinner, and so back in those days, for a male's ego, the breadwinner of the home, it was quite a dent. And so we all had to pull our weight. I don't think we were ever going to lose our home. We owned our own home. So, we weren't on the breadline in that respect, but they couldn't afford to buy things for us as kids. So I just remember when going around in a beat up old car, and there's literally, it was a mini estate. And back in the day, we used to put carpet over the back. There were no seats in the back. So we were just kind of rolling around in the back of this car, and there's holes in the floor of this car. So you lift up the carpet, and we used to watch the floor as we're driving around in this car. So these are all the things that stick in my mind from growing up, which have really helped my attitude towards feeling gracious and gratitude. And, you know, like I was saying, that we didn't have much money. And so I remember when I was probably 9 or 10 again, and seeing one of my friends at school had a pair of Adidas Kick trainers. Now, I don't know if they still make them, but they're plain black and white, you know, and I wanted a pair of these trainers, not the crappy old ones that I had. And so I made it my mission then to go out and earn the money, because my parents couldn't buy them, and they weren't that expensive, but they said, no, I've got trainers, nothing wrong with those trainers. So I earned the money to buy them myself from a paper round. So I used to deliver newspapers, and I got enough money, saved it up over time, and bought those trainers. And so when they got dirty, clean them off. Make sure that you take care of your own products and your own things. You put a value, and you understand and appreciate the value of things, don't you? And likewise, when I was a little bit older, I was still doing the delivering of newspapers. BMXs were all the rage, weren't they? So I wanted a BMX. They couldn't get me a BMX, so I bought an old secondhand beat up one, stripped it down, spray painted it, because I was always very hands-on, spray painted it, made it look nice. It was never as good as the brand new ones, but it was mine. And I took pride in that, and made sure that I really appreciated everything that I'd got. Now, my kids are very fortunate. I've done very well for myself now, and my kids have absolutely everything. I try not to spoil them too much. They do know a work ethic, but they want for nothing. It's a totally different world. So when we go and visit my family, and I don't have my mum and dad anymore, but unfortunately, but when we go and visit my brother and sister in the area that I grew up in, they're like, oh my God, this is like really downbeat. And I'm like, yeah, but these are real people. These are really struggling on the breadline. They earn everything, and they work hard, you know. So we live in a really nice home, and you've got to realize what we've got, and it's totally different from them for them. So that's where it started for me way back when.
You know, it sounds quite similar to my very humble beginnings. My mom raised 6 of us by herself.
Wow.
And that was the thing also. It was, you appreciate what you have, you take care of what you have.
Yeah.
And then the gratitude that I had for my mother too, to provide for us when times were so tough, you know, so you learn to respect others.
Yeah.
Martin, you couldn't have said it better too, about the value that when you have something, that you take care of it, you respect it, and you give gratitude for what you have. And then as you get older and you're able to be very successful in your own life, you never forget.
Mm-hmm.
And you never stop giving thanks. Right?
Yeah, that's totally.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so what are some of your abilities that you can be grateful for?
I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, well, I have abilities that I can resonate and connect with people, and I'm very gregarious. You know, I love that word. Somebody mentioned that years ago about me, and I was like, what does that mean? So I looked it up, and it's, you know, a personable person that connects. So for me, my abilities are just being able to put myself in pretty much any situation and resonate and connect to most people. I'm not saying all people, but, you know, for me, I get into those situations, and I love going into a room sometimes and lighting the room up. Other times I'm happy to sit in the corner, speak to one person one-on-one, or just, you know, take it all in. But I'm just really grateful, and some of my abilities are around my health and my wealth and my well-being. And so, you know, this isn't all about financial gain and what you earn. It's about, for me, it's about my mindset. These are my abilities. I choose that positive mindset, and I choose, in a situation, like I said, I've lost both parents. When I was 23, I lost my mum. She was 50 and I was 23. Now, that could have really sent me off the rails, and it does some kids of that age. But I chose to be more motivated from that experience. And now I give, you know, I'm in a position where I give to charity. I give to cancer research month in, month out, because we need to solve cancer. so many people are affected by it. We need to resolve that. So, my abilities are my mind, my mindset, and my positivity, and my health. And having these abilities gives me that ability to help other people as well.
Mm-hmm. And it's so nice that you said it's not all about the wealth, because I think some people are depressed and sad because they may not have all the wealth around them. And this is why I wanted to bring this gratitude up and to share and have you share some of the things, because it is some very simple things in life too that we need to recognize. I just, I look at my fingers and it's like, I'm so grateful for my fingers to be able to touch and to hold and to feel, just simple little things, that makes the spirit light up, when you live in a state of gratitude. Okay, so what have others done in your life that you were grateful for?
Others. Now, this is easier because I'm not one, maybe like you, I'm a proud person. And so I don't take offers of help from other people very easily. I like to do everything myself. So it's difficult sometimes taking others' help. But simple things like you were saying, my sister helps. Now, when I lost my dad 3 years ago, I inherited his dog, but it's a real tie. I'm by myself, so when I want to go away for a weekend or just for day trips here and there or whatever, my sister helps with the dog. So I'm really grateful for my sister. He loves her to bits as well because she was really close to him when my dad was alive, so he loves her. I'm really grateful to her. At school, going back to the whole school thing, I could have got into the wrong crowd. I didn't, and I got into a really good crowd, and I was relatively good at football, as in UK soccer. And so I always remember my PE teacher really inspiring and motivating me and telling me how good I could be. Not saying that you're the best thing ever, you're brilliant or whatever. He was just saying, stretch targets, push yourself, you can get better, you can do better. Really, really inspiring me. So there are a couple of examples. Who else? So I left a job with the government that I'd been doing for 20 years. It was a fantastic career. But when my ex-wife moved to a different part of the UK, which was not commutable really with my children, I had to resign from that long-term position, and it's quite scary. And there's a guy who was the MD of this company that I met with. I didn't have the strongest CV, but just connecting with him and telling him stories of my experiences with my career, he was like, I want you, I need you, and you fit the bill perfectly. So moving from a career into freelance contracting in the IT space, I'm really grateful for that. So this was a helping hand for me to move into that freelancing space. So there are 2 or 3 examples. Hopefully that was the gist of the question too.
Oh, absolutely. And the nice thing that you shared is that you went from one job into freelancing. And sometimes when we're in that position of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Like my whole world's falling apart. I have to make these changes. It may not work, blah, 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 blah. But then you usually find out these are these little divine, not little, big divine interventions that are moving us into something that better serves us.
Moments.
And then I believe when they better serve us, we better serve others.
Yeah.
When we're in a position to do that, instead of being someplace where we feel stifled or not the growth or not the ability to, or the circumstance to be able to reach out to more people and help more people.
Yeah, totally.
I really believe that things happen because we're to move to another step up.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. And when I think about what others do for us too, I think about, I can go by and see the people working on the highway. And I'm so grateful for these people like choose professions, jobs that keep our roads safe so that when we go drive on them, they're safe. And I give a little burst of love from my heart out to these workers. They don't know it, but I know it. Everything's energy. Everything is energy, right?
There's a story I heard as well once, or read it somewhere, of a question: who would you miss most if you were working in your business or your corporation? If you're an employee in a big business, who would you miss most? The janitor, the cleaner, or the CEO? The CEO could probably disappear for 3 or 6 months. The janitor and the cleaners couldn't.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're good people. Very good people, and I give a lot of thanks for them too. I also, give so many thanks for the cleaners in the hospitals.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to have the hospitals if we didn't have those wonderful cleaners cleaning,
Absolutely.
keep it sterile. Okay, so what is there about challenges and difficulties you have experienced or currently experienced that you can be grateful for? We may have touched on it some, but
I think how I've developed as a person over the years with all of the setbacks, you alluded to it just now, but setbacks can either pull you into a shell and you can decline from it, or setbacks can be a springboard to better things. So for me, over the years, I've just developed a thick skin and more resilience and more perseverance and more motivation. So things are just burning me more to get better. And I think that's a great trait to have as well, because I get down, I'm not always like this. I'm not always bubbly. And sometimes you just think, why me? But then I just think, like you said, you've got your hand, you've got all of our senses. What have I got to complain about? Mm-hmm. Everything's good.
Mm-hmm. I just listened to an 84-year-old Canadian here in BC who's, upset with all this COVID stuff. And he's speaking publicly about it. And he said, it is a choice. It is a choice to be happy. We can choose to get all caught up into all kinds of things, but it is a choice. And he says, go out and live your life. He said, we only have one life. We're dead for a long time. Make the best of it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It was inspiring to listen to this 84-year-old guy, Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So, okay, so what thoughts, right now at this very moment, what thoughts come to mind that you can be grateful for?
I've got 2 fantastic kids. I'm not with their mother, and things are strained still after 10 years with their mother, but hey, it is what it is. I have to make the most of a bad situation. The testament to her and the testament to me is that people say that they are so well behaved, they're so polite, and they're intelligent kids as well. So, that's a great testament. And that's what I'm grateful for, is these are the thoughts that come to mind when I say, what am I grateful for now? And what's good in my life? The kids are fantastic. I love them to bits, and I think I'm a really great dad. We can always improve as parents, but you like to think that you're doing the right thing by them long term. That's one thing. I think the next thing I would say is I have an amazing lifestyle. I'm not completely financially free, but I could quite easily now. When my dad was poorly, terminal cancer in 2016, I took the whole of 2017 off. And I spent a lot of time with him because I've built up such a lifestyle. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this because what I've done is I've taken that pivotal moment where I left my career, started pretty much again from scratch when I divorced 10 years ago. And I've now built it back to a position where I'm almost financially free. And it's amazing. The kids don't know that they're born. You know what I mean? They've got such a fantastic lifestyle. I'm so grateful for all of that as well. And I know we can't see them much at the moment because of the lockdown, but friends and family, I don't need hundreds and thousands of friends. I've got a core few people that I can pick the phone up night and day and I can say, hey, I need your help, and they'll be there. Yeah. And they're loyal and they're really close friends, and my family, really, really close.
Mm-hmm. That's lovely. So how do you, like you say about the boys, you grew up in very humble beginnings, and your sons, they have a lot. So how are you, or do you instill an attitude of gratitude in their life? How do you do that with your boys?
We connected on Facebook, and I'm about to put a post up in the next week, and it's showing a bath panel. You take I don't know if it's the same where you are, but you can either have like the plasticky ones or wooden side panels, or you can have it tiled or whatever. I'm redecorating one of my bathrooms, and the bath panel, it's wood, but it just needs painting. I could have thrown that away and got a new one, brand new one. But what I've said to the boys is, we've got a sanding machine. We're going to sand down the wood. We're going to make it all nice and we're going to paint it. You're going to help me. And so we're painting that because I'm showing them that the value of life isn't just throw things away. We're living in a throwaway society. Unfortunately, we don't recycle or upcycle much, and we've got to get better. So I try to teach lessons in a fun way with my kids, such that when there's something, I can afford to change that bath panel. But you know what? It's great fun for them. It's teaching them life skills, and it's teaching them skills with finances as well, and making sure that they understand that actually, I don't need to buy another bath panel. I can afford it, but let's just make this one good again. So that attitude of gratitude, and likewise when they buy something, from instilling those behaviors with my own trainers, when I bought them, it's like, make sure you clean your football boots. They're like, I don't know, 60, 80 pounds, which is 100, 120 US dollars, whatever, 130 US dollars. That's not cheap. Make sure that you take care of them. So it's little lessons like that where I'm just trying to say to them, look, you were given 20 pounds for your birthday. If you want to spend half of that, that's absolutely fine. Don't just waste the 20 pounds though. Put 10 aside, and now they've built up a little nest egg in their piggy bank that's 100 pounds. So just teaching them little lessons like that, I think.
And you know, Martin, that's a really good lesson, because my ex-husband, when my sons are 36 and 31 now, but when they were younger, they worked around, my ex was a manager of a crane company, and so they worked around that in the summertime. And my ex told, my oldest son was really good at money. And my ex said to my son, he said, if you save, whatever you save, I'll match it.
Nice.
And so when my son turned 19, he had money to put down on a house. So I think that's great what you're doing, because it will pay off in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I can't thank you enough for taking part and being part of this very first Jurni TV Happy Show, Martin.
I'm so excited. I'm
grateful to host it, and I'm so grateful that we found each other, and that our commonality, other than the mentorship group we're in, is gratitude.
Yeah.
We're in gratitude to live a happier life, no matter what's going on around us. So is there any way, can you share with the audience how they can get in touch with you if they would like to reach out to you, or even to find out a little bit more about what you do, your digital agency, and how you can help somebody with branding or getting more leads, converting leads to customers? Would you like to share how they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. I appreciate you allowing me to do that. That's wonderful. Thank you. So yeah, I've got the t-shirt on. Now you might think what is what, but I won't tell you the full story about it. But one of my, a number of my companies have what in the name. And so my website is called whatonlineglobal.com. And there's a reason behind that name, What Online Global. But pretty much, I'm on all of the social media, but pretty much my main social media platform where I connect with people is Facebook. And so on Facebook, it's Martin Price, and I have a group there where I give away tons of free value in the group around lead generation, traffics, and converting that traffic into sales. So it's called the Business Growth Hub, or Business Growth Hub. So that's where they can find me. If they look at my profile, they'll find the link to the group as well, where they can get loads of free stuff, and there's loads of interviews in there too. And I hope to get you in there at some point as well. So and on an interview. But yeah, so What Online Global, or on Facebook, Martin Price and the Business Growth Hub.
Great, Martin. Thank you so much. And I hope all our viewers are taking away some really valuable nuggets around gratitude. And remember, it's not about the big house and the big car. And, you know, it's as simple as being grateful for your hands, for your nose, for your ears, your eyes, you know, your voice to be able to speak, your heart. Not that it only pumps, but it shares love with others. So gratitude can change your life. It will change your life if you choose to make your life and have an attitude of gratitude. So I'm Juanita Shay. I'm a coach with Midlife to New Life. I have a partner, Ron. He's my fiance. We do the Midlife to New Life Jurni TV together, and we're excited about that. So we're very grateful for our mentor, Brian Campbell, who has put this together for us. And this is where I met Martin. So we have so much to be grateful for at this time. So Martin, thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll see you in our group.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.